Nanoplasty on blonde and coarse hair. Welcome to the SOS FLORA. My name is MJ. I'm a nanoplasty specialist and I'm here today to talk to you, hairdresser, about how to achieve the OMG effect in hair straightening right on your first application. Welcome today, hairdresser. I'm very excited to talk to you about this subject because if you are doing nanoplasty for a long time, you will be able to understand that one of the biggest issues we have now is nanoplasty on thick and blonde hair. It's not an easy task to achieve a full glossy straightening look on a very thick and coarse blonde hair. It's not easy because you have a factor that, and I need to go through a few steps, for you to understand that deeply. You can't rely only on a good straightener, for a blonde and thick hair. You need to rely in a whole bunch of technicians, a whole bunch of techniques for you to make sure that you can achieve that really glossy look on blonde and coarse hair. Because through my experience and all these years, I feel that blonde and coarse hair is one of the hardest. It's harder than Afro. It's harder than, very coarse Middle Eastern. It's harder than anything because you are dealing with the fact of you have to use very high heat, but you can't get that hair brassy. So you need to go to 150 degrees sometimes to make the hairpin straight, but you can't allow the hair to get brassy. So that's where comes the challenge because you are trying to make a hair. Oh, Sam, she just left the room. I don't know where she's going. My daughter is in with me. She's sick today. So I'm trying to deal with the whole thing of being a mom and an entrepreneur and taking care of my daughter that is sick. So it's not an easy task. But even though I've got my daughter sick, I just came back from a medical center and I'm here with you today because I've got a very special moment with you a few times during the week. So this is very, very serious and important to me. All right, so I want you to think about the structure, of the hair. When you have a blonde and coarse hair, you need to be able to use higher temperature on this hair. So to be able to use higher temperature on blonde hair, you need pigment to cover the fiber to allow you not to get brassy. And this is the tricky part because when you have a blonde hair that is coarse, normally what you do, you get the W2 solution and you mix with the W1. You put them together. And you feel like, okay, now I'm giving some strength to the formula because obviously the W1 is stronger than the W2 because it was created for dark hair, which is stronger than the blonde hair. But then when you get someone with a really thick and blonde hair, that's the tricky part because you will need to go high on temperature on that hair and you can't allow the hair to become brassy. So today I'm going to give you a few tips for you that are planning to do someone with blonde and thick hair to achieve that full OMG effect. Yesterday I've done a model and her hair was damaged at the ends, quite damaged actually. And the top of her hair was real curly and probably number 11. It was really white, very bleached and real curly. Like honestly, really curly on the roots. So that's where comes the tricky part. You got a really blonde hair, really coarse, really curly on the roots. So what is the secret, MJ, to make the hair straight when it's really blonde and not change the color? Because I don't want to make the hair straight and destroy the bleach. I don't want to make the hair straight and actually destroy the highlights. Because otherwise, if I do that, I'm going to be solutionating one problem and creating another one. Because that person will be desperate to fix the color and she's going to start bleaching to start removing that yellow that comes in. Because when the hair gets yellow, it's burned. The fiber has been burned. So it's very hard to take that yellow color out. I'm working on a formula for that, by the way. So I'm so excited. Anyway, this is not the subject of this live today. I'm talking about blonde and coarse, what to do. So one thing that you need to have in mind, when you have a blonde hair, the first thing that you need to think is, especially when the hair is thick and coarse, does this hair support the heating process of the iron or not? If the hair doesn't support the heating process of the iron, I need to find a way to make this hair as healthy as possible to receive. But let's imagine that it's not the case. The hair is not really damaged. It's just a really coarse and really bleached hair, very curly, very, dense, the thickest, the hottest. This is the real scenario. So what you need to do, you need to have a stronger pigment to be able to cover the hair, because once you rinse the fiber, you need to have the hair as purple as possible. So when you have the iron on, you have enough leverage with the iron. So let me repeat it again. If it's not clear, let me know, because this concept is so important. As I say, and I've been repeating this for the last 6 years, I don't want anybody following just a piece of paper. And this is one of the big deals about we only sell to hairdressers, because hairdressers are not piece of paper followers. You know what I mean? You guys think. You need to think. When you do bleach, you need to think. You think about the skin tone of your client. You think about the color code. You think about the color tone. You think about the color wheel. You need to think. Hairdressers think all the time, all day. That's why at the end of the day, you're exhausted, because you had to think about every single person that arrives in your salon. You can't just have one standard application for everyone. So when you have nanoplasty on the hair, obviously, in my conception, it's much easier than bleach, but you still need to think. I'm not avoiding you to, on my solution, you don't need to think. You use one bottle for everyone. No, I'm so sorry. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. So when you have a really blonde hair and thick, especially when it's thick, if it's not thick, you don't need to use this concept that I'm talking about today. But today, specifically, I'm talking about blonde and coarse, blonde and thick. So if it's not thick, it's not today. The live is not today, all right? Is that clear? I'm talking about blonde and thick. So when the hair is blonde and thick, what we do, we need the pigment. We need the pigment pure as possible. We need pigment. We need the pigment strong as possible. So we are able to make sure that when we pass the straightener, we're going to have leverage. And what I mean by leverage, I'm going to have enough passes without making the hair brassy. Because the more purple the hair is, the longer it will take for the hair to become brassy, because you will need to make the hair a bit more light blue, then light purple, then ash, then warm, then brassy. You will need to have many passes of the straightener to make the hair brassy, because the color are there, that pigment, the purple pigment is there to protect the color. So when you see a thick hair, and majority of the blonde and thick, let me tell you the truth, you will need to go to 130 to 150. Let me show you the hair that I've done yesterday. So this was the model that we've done yesterday. Look at her hair before. Extremely thick. Let me see the audio. Extremely thick. Very coarse. Very coarse. Really thick. I don't know what's going on with the video. Is the video okay? It's showing that for you guys? Let me see. Oh, it was a bit. So the hair was really coarse, really thick. Really, this is like really thick. And then you think, okay, MJ, this hair being very coarse and very thick, what is the best solution? Because if I use the W2 on this hair, W2 will be able to make this, will be able to make this hair straight? That's the tricky question. Will W2 alone do the work for this really thick hair? So when the hair is really, really thick, and this hair, it doesn't look, but it was so thick, really thick. W2 is an amazing solution. I love it. But when the hair is really thick, that requires you to use 250 degrees as I used on her. I had to use 250 on her. W2 will not hold the color change the way Eco Reduxa will. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this solution here. So we've got this 120 ml and we've got a liter as well. And this was the after of her. And why I'm saying that, guys, this was after the wash for her. It's just incredible. This hair was incredible. Really, really nice. But let me tell you, the secret of doing blonde and coarse hair is the temperature. Because it's actually against our concept when we do blonde to do higher temperatures. Because as soon as you see a blonde hair, especially the one that you saw, you're like, this hair is super damaged, super dry, super this, super that, super this, super that. I can't use higher temperature on this hair. But let me tell you, if it's coarse and if you don't use higher heat, you're not gonna get glossy. So Kylie, I've used the iron probably about 15 times, but not the whole hair. So I've done 15 at the roots and then probably about 10 at the ends, but thicker sections. Because using on 250, if I used thin sections, I would make the hair egg yellow. It will be very, yellowy. So I had to take thicker sections to be able to use 250 without making this hair brassy. So on her, because it was really thick, blonde and thick, I had to use the first thing I've used, macadamia serum on her ends. So her ends, I soak with macadamia serum, not a lot. I don't want you guys to feel that I make the hair, dripping wet. So the hair was quite dry on the ends. It was extremely dry and actually crunchy. So I've used macadamia serum all around. And then straight away, I used Eco Reduxa with a squeeze of the W2, just to give extra oils and plaques. So it was pretty much the full Eco Reduxa and about 10% of the W2 mixed together, apply on the hair. The hair was soaking all the product because it was so heavily dry. So the product was getting, sucked by the hair. As soon as I finished, I put in the hair clamp and I left for 1 hour and 10 minutes. 1 hour and 10 minutes, rinse it all out, spray macadamia serum again. Heat protection, double protection is a key ingredient for you to be able to use the iron without burning the hair. So heat protection, then I blasted dry until the hair was 100% dry. Then when it was 100% dry, I started the passes. So I started and 250, started straight away on 250 and it didn't change the color. So sometimes it will change the color, but it will not change dramatically. So if you see that it's getting any discoloration or a warmth, you go back to 230 or 210. But 210 is the minimum of temperature to make blonde hair straight. Otherwise, you will make the hair smooth, but not straight. And these results that you guys are seeing here, it's actually after washing the hair and blast drying. So this was after blast dry. So on this hair, I had to use 250. And I feel that some clients have issues when their hair is blonde and coarse because they get scared of going high on heat. And the secret to go high on heat is to make sure that you give enough nutrients for the hair to support the heating process. which heat protection do you use? We use the W protection. Can you grab one, Sammy, for me, of the W protection? So we use the W protection. It's a transparent liquid, and we've got 3 main ingredients that protects the hair against the intense heat of the iron. As Floractive Nanoplasty, we use quite a lot of heat. We need a heat protection that are able to sustain that heat very well. So the heat protection is good. And I don't know if I have Marian here with me. Marian, are you okay to jump in the live with me? I know that I haven't invited you like before. It was not programmed or organized, anything like that. But do you mind to tell about your technique with the heat protection? Because I love that technique. I really, really love that technique. If Marian is watching this live and she is keen to jump on with me to talk about her double protection technique, I would love it. Otherwise, we can organize for other time, just because I'm like, hello, do you want to participate in a live with me? I totally get it. I wouldn't be ready anyway. So the W protection, it's a big ingredient to protect the hair against intense heat, to make sure that you don't get the hair brassy. So Marianne has a technique. I don't know if let me see if she requested. Oh yeah, she's gonna jump in with me. Yeah. I love that so bad. Let me stop sharing here. Can't believe it. She accepted. Oh, I'm so happy. Marianne is our technician in WA. Hello.
Yeah.
I love that you said yes. Thank
No
you.
makeup, nothing. Just the way I am this morning.
I love you. Thank you. Marianne, please tell us your technique of using the W protection on your blonde and coarse Perth girls.
Oh, that is amazing. It's first of all, it's the best heat protection I've ever used in my life. Um, Not just for blondes, even with dark hair. Like, I know we're talking about blondes, but you know how a lot of people have issues with the color fading, you know, when they
Yeah.
use the nanoplasty, you know, because of the high temperatures. That little bottle is like magic in a bottle. Yeah. It would protect your color so much. It's great. It's really, really great. For me, even when I do my trainings, education, I always tell people you cannot do this treatment without it. Like, it's an essential. That's why it comes with the kit, because it's just, you got to use it. On my blondes, I always do, so I spray the heat protection after I've rinsed the solution before I blast dry. I use the heat protection basically before I apply any heat, whether it's the hair dryer or whether it's the irons. And at first, some people are a little bit worried, you know, to use too much and then sort of coat the hair, but that heat protection is made for it. So you will not use too much. It won't get in the way of the straightening. If the hair is very dry, and you have given it enough hydration before the process, you'll be totally fine. And the heat protection will just protect that blonde like there's no tomorrow. I do probably more blondes than dark hair, because people with blonde hair find that anything else doesn't work on the hair, you know, whether you're
Especially
not
when the
allowed to
blonde is
use,
coarse.
yeah, whether you're not allowed to use the other products on bleached hair, because a lot of them you can't use because they're not safe, you know.
Yeah.
But with Floractive, we can. So all my blonde clients get very excited. And all of them like the color better after we do nanoplasty compared to before, because the Eco Reduxa, the W2, they overtone a little bit, which is amazing. Don't freak out, guys, if you get a little bit of an overtone. It's done on purpose. So then when you bring the warmth back with the irons, the color is absolutely beautiful. But the heat protection, I start obviously with the back sections to gauge which temperature the hair can handle. I spray, when I do my 4 sections, I spray each section with the heat protection, just slightly. And then as I'm ironing, if I feel that I need a little bit more, if I feel that the color is shifting a little bit, or if I feel that the hair is not steaming, because when you get clean steam, it means that the hair is hydrated enough. If you don't get any, there's no smoke, there's no fumes, but there is clean steam with nanoplasty. That means the hair is hydrated. So that is good. It's good steam. It doesn't smell. It's just very, it's like, clean steam, that it means the hair is hydrated. If I don't get clean steam, I spray a little bit more of the heat protection. And yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely amazing. The best heat protection I've ever used in all my hairdressing years. Yeah.
No, I absolutely love it. And Marianne was saying she sprays like in each
Each
section when she's doing it. And
section. Yep.
I tested and I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it, especially on
Yeah.
blonde. And you know that blonde that you need to go high, but you can't go
Yep.
high, otherwise you're gonna mess up with the
Yep.
color. And then this gives you like that extra push for you to go with a
The
higher heat.
the more frequent question I get is, if I spray in each section, am I going to create like a film, like a block? But that heat protection is a mist, so it's not oily, it's not heavy, it's so light on the hair, so you're not going to block anything. You're just going to really protect the hair. So go for it, use it before you apply any heat, and sell it to your clients, guys, because at home, when they don't use heat protection, they can create a lot of damage because they don't know how to use the hair dryers and the irons like we do. So some people, and you'll be surprised how many people have no idea. They say, oh, what's heat protection? So you need to explain to them that it's a must to use that even at home.
I love it. I love the fact that the clients can use that at home, and it makes
Yeah,
a huge
absolutely.
difference. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got a friend that she's blonde, and her blonde is spotless. Everywhere I see her, I'm like, what the hell? Your hair looks amazing. She's like, thanks to your heat protection. Because she does actually do the curls. She uses that Dyson every single day.
Yeah.
And she said, I use it every single day, and I use this, and I'm settled, I'm protected. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think I sent you last week. I did a lady who has on scalp bleach every 4 weeks, and she has been doing for years, MJ. I mean, she uses good products and we look after the hair, but it's still bleach every 4 weeks on scalp, and she has long hair like mine. So the hair is super treated and, dry and everything, because it's inevitable. You treat it like that every 4 weeks. But we did nanoplasty, and oh my God, she is in love with it. She loves it. Her hair has never felt or looked like that. She absolutely loved it, and she bought everything.
Amazing.
She bought everything, and the heat protection was like, she said, I've used heat protection before, but I want to use the proper one, for the nanoplasty. And yeah, so it was really, really good. Yeah, there's nothing you can do with these solutions.
No, seriously. Yesterday I was doing a training in Newcastle, and then I had another client to see on the way and another training to do in the afternoon. So then Sarah was with me, so she packed her bag and she went back to Sydney. And seriously, I opened my bag and the first thing I look, where is my heat protection? I was almost saying I can't do it. I was like, where is my heat protection? And the client said, is everything okay? I'm saying, I'm freaking out here. Hold on.
Yeah.
So the heat protection was like underneath of that thing. But seriously, I think I would freak out more if I didn't have the heat protection than the nanoplasty.
That's why I'm so glad it comes in the kit, when you get the kit, because I really honestly believe you cannot nanoplasty without it. It's just, it's an essential product. It's amazing. Yeah. Especially for blondes, but even for dark hair, because like I said, who's got virgin hair? Not many people have virgin hair these days,
And
so
even virgin hairs today,
yeah,
those girls comes in with a hair toasted on the ends using straightener every day to go to school. And they say, oh, my hair is virgin. But the ends of your hair is not virgin at all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, honey, it was so good to have you, this little chat.
That's okay. It was nice to see you.
I know. Just like that for us to talk, right? Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Happy Mother's Day to you too.
Oh, I can't wait to see you all at the expo, guys. At the expo, it's
No, so
gonna be
excited.
such a
Can't believe
good
the weeks.
moment to get everyone together again. We're gonna not have a rest, because the expo we can't promise it will be a rest the full time, but it will
Yeah.
be a very good time,
And
professional for all
while
of us.
we're on here, I'm gonna take the opportunity. If you're from Perth, if you're in Perth, on the 26th of this month, we're gonna have a beautiful training at International Salon Supplies. So even if you have been before,
Yes,
please come back, because if you have been to my trainings, I do a different hair type every time. So this one's gonna be different again. So 26th of May, Monday, from 10 to 2. WA time at International Salon Supplies. I'll see you guys there.
amazing. If you guys are from Perth, it's a must have. You have to go. You just need to book and go. Just message us, message International
Last
Salon Supplies as well if you're
week,
not
I got
interested.
someone ringing me from Bunbury. Now, I don't know if you're familiar. WA is huge, MJ. It's not just Perth,
Well,
right? So they messaged me to ask me to send some products, because one of her friends let her use the W1 shampoo and conditioner. And she rang me. She said, my hair has never felt like this. She hasn't had Nanoplasty done, but she said, my hair has never felt like this before. So I had to go to the post office and shampoo, conditioner, moringa oil. So I think we're gonna branch out a little bit further out of Perth,
wow.
because
That's how many hours is from that place to Perth?
Bunbury is about 2.5, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
WA is massive. I think it's
It's
the biggest
massive.
state, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's
So
there's
there
a
you
lot of
go.
room to grow. But
Yeah.
I'm very excited, and thank you so much for participating on this live
That's
today.
okay.
I
Thank you so
think
much. Have a good week.
thank you so much, Marianne, for
Bye,
being here
everyone.
today. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, I love this woman so much. Oh my God. It's so good to be on the live with her again. She's
Um,
always adding the knowledge for all of us. And it's interesting to see how Nanoplasty has branched out, even regional places. And we get calls here from other places like, um, further New South Wales and Perth. Did you find the cross there?
uh, hang on. I'm trying to look at the top
Find
there.
a little cross, I think, over here. Yeah, good. Yeah, so we receive calls from regional places, and I love to know how Nanoplasty has, been so far into other regions. So I hope today you had a clear vision about blonde and coarse hair, because you need to go higher temperature. But to go higher temperature, you need to find some, you know, strategies to get there. And the strategy is you need to use a stronger product. So Eco Reduxa, for whoever was asking here before, it's a stronger version of the W2. So MJ, so do I need to chuck the W2 out and just use the Eco Reduxa? Eco Reduxa is a very, very good product, but I wouldn't swap that on the W2, because the W2 still has oils, it still has a lot of masks, still has the plaques, because this solution here was specifically created for blonde and coarse. That's why we have in 120 mils, so you don't need to buy 1 liter. But obviously, I'm very fan of Eco Reduxa, and I've been using a lot, especially on clients with very coarse and red, very coarse and pink, very coarse and gray, very coarse and blue. Those different colors, and very coarse. This is a very, very good solution. But the heat protection is one of the main ingredients to protect the hair against the heat, the intense heat that we need to use to transform the fiber. So if you haven't been using these two products, it's very important for you to add to your list of products for the next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this live. If you have any questions, we're going to be on the inbox now to respond to you. It was amazing to spend this time with you. I'll see you again on Thursday, 12 p.m. Bye.